Brighton-based Tillo have literally redefined the gift card market, and to bring that home in these challenging times, their innovation has provided Eden Red with the ability to support quite unprecedented demand for free school meal vouchers. Alex Preece, Tillo's co-founder and COO, will discuss with us today starting a global gift card platform that connects the biggest brands to businesses using gift cards to reward and incentivise.
First off, thanks, Steve, and the guys at Silicon Brighton for kind of getting myself involved in this kind of great initiative and talking to you guys about Tillo and all the things that we've been through as a startup in Brighton. But I'm Alex Preece. I am the co-founder and COO, Chief Operating Officer of Tillo. So what's my kind of story? I'll kind of take you back to where it all started very quickly. So born in sunny seaside town of Weymouth, kind of left school with no GCSEs, but that didn't hold me back. Joined the army, the British Army, and played with tanks, guns, and jumped out of aeroplanes, but also did operational tours of Iraq and Bosnia. Thoroughly enjoyed my time there in the army, but I left in 2006 to start an online e-commerce website, which I sold a year later. That's a real whirlwind kind of journey of starting a company, because I kind of went bankrupt in the process of building that business. But I learned an awful lot from that first rodeo, and I actually managed to sell that company to wipe its mouth clean of the debts, which was good. Moved to Brighton, met my co-founder and business partner now, Gareth Gillett, at a comparison website, Money Expert, where we decided to then leave and start the first UK daily deal platform, very similar to Groupon. And then fortunately for us, we exited that company about 8 months later to moneysupermarket.com plc in a deal worth about £11 million. So that was a real whirlwind, again, in starting a company and scaling it to 65, 70 people, and then selling it to a very big PLC. And it was there that really we kind of saw a real opportunity in gift cards. We tried to obtain lots of the world's best brands gift cards and put them in a mobile app. And we realized how kind of cumbersome and difficult that was. But there was also an awful lot of very poor technology that was driving innovation in that very large market, which is currently $300 billion globally. And also very poor kind of choice for the consumer. So that was where Tillo was born. 2016, Gareth and myself started it. It's a gift card platform that connects the world's most loved brands with businesses looking to reward and incentivize in new ways. We're backed by Passion Capital, Conviction Partners, and Paul Forster, the ex-co-founder and CEO of Indeed.com. So I'm kind of talking today a little bit about some of the battle scars that I've kind of found starting companies over the years, and some of the principles around starting a company. So my kind of title to this talk is Startup Battles and the Principles of Starting a Company. And like I said, I just want to chat about a few of the battles that I've encountered while starting companies over the years since leaving the British Army, and put them into kind of principal camps, if you will, that mean an awful lot to me. So Tillo, what the hell is it? Gareth and I founded Tillo 4 years ago. It turns over hundreds of millions of pounds a year, and we're growing well over 100% year on year. We partner, like I said, with the biggest brands to help them sell more gift cards, typically in the B2B space. Think you've done a great job at work and your employer wants to reward you with a gift card, or you buy something like a laptop or you buy a TV, and because of that, you've got a gift card as well, as a reward or an incentive to buy that kind of item. That's us. Our technology behind it kind of powers those big reward and marketing companies that allow them to pull down gift cards in real time. So let me take you on a journey of how these principles that Gareth and I follow and put them into practice day in, day out to ensure that we continue our success. And no doubt it's hard to start a global kind of company from just an idea, from horrible hires that we've made, to find the absolute best people to join our kind of journey and vision, right the way through to having legal battles to protect what's right. So the commonly known principles of the British Army are, there's kind of 6 of them, but I've kind of narrowed down to 5 that are really important to me. So that's kind of courage, discipline, respect for others, integrity, and selfless kind of commitment. They're 5 principles that I kind of use in everyday life, and kind of starting businesses, and I find they're really important in everyone basically to kind of attach themselves to, because having these kind of principles in place, in my opinion, enables you to really have the focus kind of mindset to kind of go off and succeed. So let me start with courage. You know, when starting anything, you need a ton of this, obviously. Learning how to sell, for instance, and for me, that was hardcore telephone selling of good double glazing. Pretty much as raw as it gets. Every 2-hour shift was a battle, and you had to book an appointment straight out the phone book. Very illegal as well. I'm not sure those kind of companies are around anymore, but you know, the pressure mounted massively. You didn't get a lead in that kind of that 2-hour shift, and in the next 2-hour shift, you know, it just kind of built momentum of pressure. And obviously, people don't buy from people because they can feel that there's that kind of desperate kind of personality behind it, I suppose. So every 2-hour shift was a battle. You had to book an appointment straight out the phone book, which I think is pretty much illegal now. Otherwise, the pressure mounted into the next shift, and so on. And then before you know it, you know, you're only a few shifts. I think it kind of went to 4 shifts, and then people would just let go. Fortunately, I managed to use that pressure to succeed, and it's hard. You know, you want to ensure that. I remember that time I was really desperate. You know, that was the only income I kind of had coming in, and it was £20 a shift, I think. So it was really important to ensure that you know, you kind of won on that front. So starting any business obviously takes courage, but for me, it's more than that. It's playing with your own money. That for me, this forces you to make decisions on how to make money, how to build a real business that is sustainable. Often people borrow, beg, and steal, but at the end of the day, if you're getting VC funding or other means like that, you know, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with borrowing, but from my experience, if you're playing with your hard-earned money, savings, you approach business choices very, very differently, especially when building an MVP, a minimum viable product, on how to charge and obviously how to charge your customers. You think very differently when it's your own cash. And as the word, in its true meaning, the ability to do something that frightens one, you can't be frightened to make decisions. As in business, you have 1,000 decisions to make. You know, just confront every decision as they come, one at a time. In the army, you always break things down into little mini tasks. And this is what I do in business. Break them down into small little kind of compartmentalized pieces, and then just attack each one. Don't get overwhelmed by everything. It's very easy to do that. You know, if you're starting a company, and then you need to, you know, you've got all your bank accounts, you've got everything to start up, you're flipping trademarking, your legal team behind you, you're getting everything sorted. It's important to just break it down to those small little chunks, and that's how you're going to kind of get things done quickly. I'd also say that having a business partner or co-founder that is willing to share the pain of starting a business is ultra important. Someone you trust and has the same principles as you, when the going gets tough, and you're going to make sure that you're fighting together to get through it, is really important. And my business partner and I, we've started 3 companies together. This is our kind of 3rd rodeo, from money supermarket deals to Tillo. Each one of them has been really hard. It takes courage to admit you can't do things alone, and also to say things, if things aren't working, you need to pivot and you need to change quickly, because obviously if you're burning your own cash, you don't want to be doing that for very long at all. So for me, being in business and making decisions to make making a first hire, to firing people that are just outright rubbish or aren't working out, burning through your life savings and living on credit cards, and debt never seemed really all that bad, to be fair, when you compare it to, I don't know, running around in a desert with a gun and being shot at. No one really cares either. It's never as bad as it seems. You're the one that has to fight your own battles. No one else is going to do it for you. So it's just really important to have that courage to stand up and just take things on as they hit you. The second, discipline, obviously really important. But why? For me, it's because of the relentlessness that makes you wear down others that aren't willing to change or work at the rate that you are. This is what it takes. And for me, it's getting up early, making the bed, so I have a fresh mind when I kind of attack the day. I do this every day, mostly without fail. And these kind of mini wins, as I like to kind of call them, allow me to approach countless decisions without panicking or procrastinating. Get the simple tasks done and don't wait. Win them and move on to the next consistently. And for instance, with Tillo, we raised our kind of seed round really quickly. We had a great little minimum viable product. It was my own and Gareth's kind of money that we're funding it to start off with some contractors, should I say, and engineers building our kind of product. And then, we went to see Passion Capital and Paul Forster, and we raised cash really quickly. It didn't take any time. So in fact, I think we had the money in our bank in about 4 weeks, which is really unusual. We didn't pitch anyone else, actually. We just got the cash in from them, which was fantastic. On from there, we then decided we were going to look at some further funding, what they call a kind of Series A. And we must have had about 60 or 70 conversations, which either resulted in poor terms, had lots of term sheets, but very poor. Us not liking the VC not liking us. And then quite often it's just not the right match. Did we get disheartened? Did we care? No. We didn't care. It didn't go our way. And actually, it was for the better anyway. For lots of people, it absolutely is a necessity to do a Series A to move on. We could be a bit picky because we're profitable. We're still profitable, massively profitable now, actually. So we could be, that little bit extra kind of careful on who we wanted to partner with. But the point I'm trying to make here is that if you don't work day in, day out at this rate, you simply won't win, as this is the pace and discipline that enables you to win over others. It's easy to kind of get lazy. We live in a world where, let's have hot showers whenever we want, hot water whenever we want. A click of a button, you can get anything pointless delivered to your door. You just can't let yourself become lazy. You need to chase your goals and kind of stay disciplined. Third kind of principle that I kind of follow really, really religiously is respect for others. And for me, I translate this into being transparent and open. In business, I know I hate it when, I'm selling kind of software or talking to people and potential clients, they just won't give an answer or commit. But often it's just a dragged out no. I always respond to everyone, be it a LinkedIn message or request or random emails that are unsolicited. It only takes 20 seconds to say thanks, not interested, or let me know more. In Tillo, we're always trying to constantly better ourselves and have respect for people in our team, especially, and obviously our customers. But we're putting an example of that might be putting questionnaires out anonymously to our team to find out how we can be better. How we can look after our team. I've worked for some right maniacs in the army, but also in business too, and it's unnerving if you can't establish an environment where collaboration or feedback, or better still, letting your staff know where they stand with you, or they can't communicate properly to others. For me, that is real failure. I've learned from the army a sense of togetherness, and Gareth and I have always wanted that in our company. For my own personality, I'm quite black and white with things. I'm also quite frank in my opinions, but at least people know where they stand with me. I don't ever skirt around the issue at hand and always have respect for others. Fourth, kind of principal point is integrity, not just for your family and your business partners or shareholders, but to your staff and to your customers as well. Often when you're a small business, you puff your chest out, you make yourself kind of look a lot bigger than you actually are, telling probably little white lies to get along. I think the term is fake it till you make it. Now, starting any business, and ours is actually no different in Tillo, you hustle, and you hustle really, really hard to make it work, obviously. But at some point, you need founding values to ensure that your growing team don't approach business like this. Otherwise, you'll have a rotten, cutthroat, militant team that will do anything to succeed. And forgetting obviously you'll be forgetting your customers and lying to kind of get deals in, which is obviously not good. You want to ensure that your values are kind of core to your beliefs. And with Tillo, it's quite important because for us, we serve both brands on one side and partners or buyers on the other. Brands, we have 1,100 or more kind of brands in our network now. So it's really important if you kind of take a step back to where we kind of came along 4 years ago, there was actually completely closed book, for brands to kind of get involved in B2B and selling their gift cards in this corporate market. They had no idea who they're selling to. It was all through middlemen and third parties. And we thought, actually, that's not very good. That's not how we want to trade and work. So it's paramount to our business that we wanted to make it transparent and open to everybody. And it really should be to yours too. The kind of fifth and kind of last one is really important, actually, and it's selfless commitment. And what I'm talking about here is the sort of mindset and commitment that smashes doors down and brick walls at that, actually, every single day. If you want to raise money because you need to fund your minimum viable product or your company and make some hires, and you want to win your first customer, you need to have this principle at the core of what you do and how you believe and work. With Tillo, we funded at a loss one of our top selling brands to our customers at a rate that wasn't available in the market. So we were saying, you can get this brand at this rate, and the customers that we were kind of pitching into were like, well, how are you getting that rate? That's not available. And we used that to kind of entice and prove to our potential customers that the API that we founded and the platform that we built was stand up and it was proper. It was a little white lie at the time, but we got our first kind of customers connected to us, and we funded it to the tune of £75,000. That was out of mine and Gareth's money, kind of paying that sort of money to win. And at the end of the day, it was needed to convince the market and some of the bigger players in the business to kind of come over to Tillo and connect up and see just what sort of technology we had built. And the point I'm trying to make is that, the bigger the kind of risks, the more commitment it's going to obviously take to pull off. You need to work smart. You need to pace your competition. And sometimes you need to dip in your pocket, take a big risk, work those extra hours and have that selfless commitment. That's kind of my 5 core principles that I wanted to share with everyone here today. I hope you've got a bit of an idea of, how to use these to your advantage to build a brilliant business or product. They're really kind of core to myself and to, very close people that I work with. And actually, with regard to Tillo now, I'm really proud that during this almost dream-like apocalyptic phase that we're living in, that our business is not just doing quite well, we're doing really well. And actually we're powering the government's kind of free school vouchers kind of initiative that's helping 1.3 million kids kind of eat. Did I think that when Gareth and I started Tillo that we'd be building technology for such an unprecedented event to help so many people by doing the things that we're doing? Absolutely not. But it's through all the reasons above that actually it's resulted in that kind of outcome. I also wanted to have a final kind of announcement to say, thanks to my family, Gareth, and also Tillo, and also Steve and his team for putting on such a great event during this difficult time.